What's up, Braves country? We know winning. We've conquered the National League East Division more times than most teams dream of, and the strength of our offense, with that chop-on vibrating through Truist Park, is undeniable, playing the best baseball in the MLB. But tell me one thing, diehard fan. Can you see the speed that truly intimidates opponents? The speed you don't find in the stolen base stats? We're used to seeing line drives flying and closers dominating the ninth innings. But there is one race that, night after night, elevates the adrenaline in our stadium to an insane level. I'm not talking about a walk-off, no. I'm talking about that moment of pure terror and glory on the Truist Park warning track. That blur, that icon, that runner who, starting at a ridiculous disadvantage, catches up and breaks the spirit of fans who thought they had won. Some even face-planting after celebrating too early. It's our fastest, coldest, most legendary attraction, the freeze. And now, pay attention. MLB just dropped a bombshell that will redefine speed on our field, and you need to know this now. The Atlanta Braves are officially hunting for the next speedster to be the freeze, and the mascot sprinter position has been opened. Do you have Olympic-level speed? Do you have the physique to withstand the infernal Georgia heat or the chill of an October playoff run, racing in front of 45,000 people and delivering an exceptional experience? Because the job description is surgical and requires the hire to be in great physical shape and excellent health, ready to run at top speed in the popular racetrack Beat the Freeze promotion. It's not just running, it's entertaining, being charismatic, commanding the audience, interacting with families and children, and having general knowledge of our sport. Prior experience with mascots or athletic activities is highly desirable, but not mandatory. This is a serious job, requiring total availability, from weekends to holidays, plus reliable transportation and successfully passing a background check. Who will be the next person to wear the blue uniform and prove that baseball has the true speed the world needs to see? Let's dive into the shocking details of everything you need to try to become the frozen legend that Braves country loves so much. Attention, Braves country. We have urgent news that hits the heart of the Truist Park experience, a call for excellence that only the National League's most dominant franchise can make. The Atlanta Braves, the team that holds the MLB record for division titles and lives for the chop on, are seeking the freeze. That's right. The legendary masked speedster has an open position, and the standard, as always, is as high as possible. We are talking about a legend between innings, a moment that injects absurd adrenaline into the stadium and has become one of the most iconic promotions in all of baseball. Who has the speed to run on our stadium's warning track and overcome a fan who gets a massive head start? The vacancy for mascot sprinter has been announced, and if you think you have the pace of an Olympic athlete, pay attention. It started as a racetrack promotion, but it became history. The freeze, for those just joining us, is the runner in a white speed suit who competes against an unlucky, or lucky, depending on your perspective, fan in a sprint race across the outfield. The fan starts with a huge margin, but the speedster needs, most of the time, to recover the ground and pass the opponent before the finish line. The suspense is palpable. The first and original speedster to popularize the promotion, the man who set the entertainment standard, was Nigel Talton, who began his Braves journey on the grounds crew in 2012, and his speed established the benchmark for what is required today. Remember that classic race? The fan, certain of victory, decided to wave to the crowd, celebrating prematurely, and the ruthless freeze flew past, leaving the poor guy to faceplant 20 yards from the finish line, a victim of arrogance and speed that is simply otherworldly. That's the mentality. In Atlanta, we only celebrate victory at the finish line. It is this culture of excellence that keeps us in the running for our 7th consecutive NL East title, a feat that only a franchise with 23 division titles, an MLB record, can pursue year after year. But what does it take to be the next legend at Truist Park? The job. Description is surgical and leaves no room for doubt. It's not just wearing an outfit. It's being an elite athlete. The successful candidate must be in great physical shape and good health to withstand conditions ranging from extreme heat to intense cold. They must be able to run at high speed, competing directly with a fan during the racetrack Beat the Freeze promotion. We are talking about a show that draws 45,000 people per night, and the requirement to be charismatic, confident, with good verbal and non-verbal skills is crucial. Prior experience as a mascot or in high-level sports activities is highly desirable, but the clearest requirement is physical. The Braves don't hire to lose, whether it's on the box score or in a 100-yard dash on the outfield. You need to be a dynamic performer with general knowledge of baseball and total availability to work nights and weekends, the primetime hours for those fighting for the World Series, as we did in 2021. The Freeze is more than a promotion. He is a symbol of our strength. Just like our offense, which commands respect throughout the league, the Braves demand speed, power, and precision on and off the bases. Whoever is chosen for this role will have the responsibility of keeping the tradition of entertainment and excellence that Truist Park demands alive. If you have the speed and charisma to be a masked hero between innings, don't waste time. The Atlanta Braves are raising the bar. Chop on. Truist Park is not only the stage for perfect pitches and monumental hits that make the chop on echo across the country. It's also home to urgency, the pure adrenaline rush that only our franchise knows how to deliver in every detail, every inning. And now, the search is on for a new icon of speed that embodies that excellence. We are talking about the Freeze, the speedster who became a legend among the mid-game promotions in Major League Baseball. The mascot sprinter position is open, and the standard, like everything involving the Atlanta Braves, is sky high. This is not a simple race, my friends. It is a spectacle that elevates the level of entertainment between innings. The Atlanta Braves, with the vision to always innovate and dominate, created the Racetrack Beat the Freeze in partnership with racetrack convenience stores to promote their frozen beverages. The concept is brutally simple, but works with the surgical precision of a game decided in the 9th inning. An ordinary fan receives a gigantic advantage, starting their run from the deepest cut of the outfield, while our hero, the Freeze, starts far behind. The track is the warning track. The stage is Truist Park, with 45,000 pairs of eyes glued, awaiting the inevitable hunt. The fans' expectation of seeing our speedster catch and overtake the opponent is the same one we have every season in the fight for the National League East Division. Victory is the only option, and the Freeze most of the time delivers the result with Olympic-level speed, leaving the fan behind as if they were standing still. But it is precisely the minimal chance of failure that injects this extra dose of adrenaline. Remember that race that went viral? The fan, already feeling victorious, started waving to the crowd, convinced that the glory was his, until the Freeze swept past him in the final stretch, 20 yards from the finish line, and the poor guy face-planted. That's why we love this promotion. It is the personification of the danger of getting comfortable and underestimating the speed and determination of the Braves. Now let's get down to business, because the organization isn't just looking for a runner. It's looking for an entertainer, an icon who carries the Braves' name and strength to the crowd. The job posting for mascot sprinter is detailed and reflects the high standard of those who always expect victory. The description is clear. The hire must entertain fans during the Racetrack Beat the Freeze promotion, which takes place during the game. And this requires the performer to run at high speed while competing with a fan on the field. It is no joke. It is elite-level athletic performance. To step onto that sacred grass and wear the Freeze suit, you must first be in excellent physical shape. The requirements listed by the Braves demand fitness and health to withstand the most extreme conditions, including extremely high and low temperatures. After all, the MLB schedule is unforgiving, and we play in all weather. The candidate must be able to run during the promotion on the warning track, which demands pure speed and endurance. But the Freeze doesn't live by speed alone. Being a franchise icon requires charisma and presence. It is highly desirable but not disqualifying to have prior experience as a mascot or in high-level sports activities. However, the ability to interact in public, with families and especially with children who are the future of our fan base is fundamental. The person needs to be dynamic, confident, and charismatic, with good verbal and nonverbal skills to interact with the passion of our crowd. Logistics are just as important as speed. The freeze requires total availability, weekends, weekdays, nights, and even some holidays. Reliable transportation is a requirement, and the ability to cooperate and work as part of a team is non-negotiable, as he is part of a massive, well-orchestrated show. Adaptability to the schedules of live entertainment shows and presentations is mandatory. And of course, you must have a general knowledge of the game of baseball. It's not enough to run fast. You have to understand the atmosphere and rhythm of a Braves game. Last but not least, the safety and trust of the franchise come first. Successfully completing a background check is mandatory. The Atlanta Braves are investing in a spectacle of excellence, seeking a professional who will keep the fire lit at Truist Park. The search for the freeze is, in fact, the search for one more piece to ensure that our game experience is unforgettable, worthy of a franchise that expects the title every year and makes the chop-on sound louder than anyone else. Whoever steps into the role must be ready for speed and glory, because with the Braves, the standard is the top and the expectation is victory, on the field or on the warning track. That's it, fan. There's no question. This team is ready for another ring. The mindset is champion. The NL East is ours by right, and anyone who doubts it should come to Truist Park to watch history made again. The chop-on has never been stronger. We remain unbeatable in the pursuit of ultimate glory. Thank you, chop-on faithful. If you lived every inning of this analysis, don't forget, subscribe to the channel now, hit the bell so you don't miss any play in our journey, and leave your opinion in the comments. What did you think of this news? Is the division ours? Share this victorious energy. Until next time.